This lesson, we're going to set up our Google Sheets because this is going to be where we're getting our data from. And if you have a Google account, you're all set and ready to create your own Google Sheet. And this can be used as a place to store data. And then I'll show you how you can pull that data out in JSON format and then also pull it into your applications. So let's begin. So sign into your Google account. You can go over to your Drive. So if you've got a Google account, you've got a Drive, and you can I'm going to create a brand new folder, calling it JSON. And then within the folder, you can click and say New, and you can create a blank spreadsheet. So this is going to be where we're going to hold our data. So I'm just going to call it Ajax JSON project. And we'll enter in first, last, company, and maybe something like group or something like that. You can make up whatever field names make sense to you. It doesn't really matter because we're going to just be working with the data that's going to be contained within here. So you can add in your own data or you can work with something similar to mine. So let's first begin and create a few names here, and I'll create some more random names so that we've got some data here within our Google Sheet. Now, in order to pull it out into a JSON format, there's a number of ways to do this, and I'm going to show you some more advanced ways later on. But to start with, the simplest and easiest way is to share your Google Sheet as a JSON format within a web application. So you could go ahead and click File, and in the File menu, you're going to see Publish to the Web. So go ahead and click that button, and it's going to give you an option here for a link, and you can select the entire document or you can select whatever page you're working on. I've just got it defaulted as Sheet 1, and of course you could name it and then you could reference that. So you could do the whole entire document or the Sheet 1, but in this case we're just only going to be working with Sheet 1 because all of our data is going to be sitting within that one sheet. And then you've got some options here. So you can output it as a web page, and that's the one that we're after. We want to output it as a web page. So go ahead and click Publish. And then once we publish it, you're going to see that you get a URL. So you can go over to the URL, you can copy and paste it in your browser, and you can see that the Google Sheet data is being output within a readable format for users. Now there's an easy way to get this as JSON data, and JSON data is ultimately what we're after because we want to pull this information back into our application. And of course, the easiest way to do this is going to be to send it out as JSON formatted data. So we see that within our application. So we've got google.com spreadsheets, and then we've got this ID number. So this ID number here is going to be unique to every Google Sheet that's out there. And this is what we're going to use in order to pull back our JSON formatted data. So you can use this URL, but this URL, it just simply gives you a web application view. So the URL that we're after is https://spreadsheets.google.com feeds/list. And then this is where the important part comes in, that this is going to be the same ID number as we've got up here. So you'd have to copy and paste your ID number from your spreadsheet into this same URL, so updating the ID number, and then leave the /od6/public/values ?alt equals JSON as is. And that's all you have to do. And now we've got a bunch of JSON data that we can pull into our application and make use of it. We've got a URL that's outputting JSON, and we can make use of it within our web application. So that's the next step. We're going to be setting up our web application to connect to our Google spreadsheet and then ultimately pull that data out. So what I want you to do now is try this out for yourself. So open up your Google account, log into your Google account. You can go into it and create a brand new spreadsheet. So this is just a plain spreadsheet, name it whatever you like, and create some columns with some information. And the first column we usually reserve for the headings. So we'll just keep that as is, and we're not going to be making any updates to that. You can also format it a little bit better as well so it stands out. So there's a number of options here within the Google Sheets that you can update the way that it looks and feels. So set this up for yourself. Go to the spreadsheets.google.com feeds list with the ID, and I'll be providing the link as well so that you can easily copy and paste it in and then access it within a web page. And you'll be ready for the next lesson where we're going to make use of this data and pull it into our web application.